Sheen Shots.
Yeah, boy.
Welcome all to the Sheen Shots channel. Today we have one of the most asked for topics as of late concerning Outward. How to enchant. There are tons of enchantments in Outward, and some of them are absolutely game-changing. Whether you want to boost your physical damage or simply get more protection, enchanting does it all. Let's hop right into this process and learn once and for all how to enchant. There are two types of enchantments in Outward: Soroborean enchants and Caldera enchants. Soroborean enchants are accessible anytime and come in the form of a pink scroll with a butterfly attached. Caldera enchants are only accessible after building New Sirocco in the volcanic region. You're required to build the enchanting guild in your town, and this will use rare materials to enchant your items. You need to complete your faction quest before even attempting to build New Sirocco, so most of those enchantments are more end game and usually stupid strong. Today, we'll be focusing on Soroborean enchants, as they can be done as soon as you collect the materials and are probably going to be your first experience with enchanting. In order to best explain this process, I will be enchanting an iron sword with Unsuspected Strength. This enchantment gives your weapon 150% more physical damage and renders it indestructible. So extremely good to have for numerous reasons, and not that hard to get. But first, let's try to understand a few key terms and items. Enchantment scrolls have all of the instructions for any given enchantment. These will show you what incense you need, how far to place the pillars, and etc. You do not actually need these for the enchanting process. They're merely the in-game way of doing things. You can find them in chests and shops throughout the game. I prefer to simply look up enchantments on the Outward Wiki as it's much faster, but if you're wishing to be completely immersed, I would wait to enchant until you find the correct scroll. These scrolls give you the following information: incense required, where to place the pillars, which equipment it can be used on, and other possible conditions. Incense is a craftable material that must be made in an alchemy kit. Think of it as the spell you wish to place on your equipment. Without this, you have no power to imbue anything with an enchantment. There are lesser and major incenses. The lesser ones only require Dreamer's Root and a particle of some kind. Major incenses require Purifying Quartz, Tourmaline, an elemental particle, and a lesser incense. The major incenses will probably take you longer to make, as the resources required for them are much rarer. I will go over a few places for good materials at the end of this video. In order to enchant, you will need an enchanting pedestal, as well as a certain number of enchanting pillars. These can be bought by most alchemists and towns, and you should grab 4 pillars. Not all enchantments require the use of 4, but that should be the most you ever need. The pedestal is where you would place said items you would like to enchant, and always face this thing north when placing it down. Pillars are to be placed north, south, east, and west from the pedestal. Your scroll will tell you exactly where in the form of NF, EC, SF, or WC. The first letter stands for north, south, east, west, and the second letter stands for close or far. Close is about 2 or 3 steps from the pedestal, while far is around a roll and 3 steps. This will make more sense later when I demonstrate it. Enchantments can only be placed on certain weapons and armor. Each scroll has a section that will tell you what kind of things you can place that enchantment on. Virgin armor and weapons are included in this, but they were created to be as pure as possible and can usually hold any enchantment not specifically made unique. Basically, just read the scroll for this section, as it's pretty self-explanatory. Some enchantments have specific conditions that must be met in order for the enchantment to work. Certain time of day, rainy weather, in a particular location, and numerous others. The scroll will once again tell you this information, making it very easy to follow. Now, we have officially learned everything we need to know about enchanting, so let's put our newfound knowledge to work. Step 1. Find the scroll for Unsuspected Strength, or look it up. Step 2. The incense required here is Admiral Incense. Craft a light particle with 2 Dreamer's Root to get 4 of them. Step 3. The pillar placement here is NC, NF, EF, and WF. So place the table in the direction of north at the top of your screen. Next, take about 2 steps north and place a pillar. Go back to the center of the table and this time dodge north and take 3 steps. Place another pillar. At the table, face east and dodge with 3 steps before placing the 3rd pillar. Lastly, dodge west and take 3 steps before placing the last pillar. Remember, close is about 2 steps and far is a dodge plus 3 steps. Step 4. Place the iron weapon on the table and insert 1 incense into each pillar. This enchantment does not have a condition that must be met, meaning we should be okay to activate the process at the table. If you did some part of this wrong, it will simply do nothing rather than erasing your materials. I find that if my enchantment did not work, it is usually because my far pillars are not far enough. A small light purple tab will show up on any piece of equipment that has been enchanted, and you can toggle in and out of that item to see exactly what your enchantment was. You are only able to have 1 enchantment on an item, and armor and weapons are the only things compatible with enchantments. Things like backpacks can't be enchanted. However, some lanterns can be, which allows you to create unique light sources. Enchanting is extremely easy and very fun to do. It seems complicated at first, but after about 3 enchantments, it will start to be a piece of cake for you. Be sure to either look these up or find more of them in-game, as they're super cool and let you create even more unique builds than the hundreds that were already possible in Outward. That is about it as far as enchanting goes, but I'm going to show off some nice places for gathering materials if you're interested. Consider becoming a member of the Sheen Shots family, and I will catch you in the next video.